Yo, yo.
I wanted to tell you guys, Lavender just sent me an article and I posted it. This motherfucker, this sheriff, shot a judge in his chambers because the judge raped his daughter. And I applaud the officer. I applaud the officer. You don't go around raping little girls. You rape my daughter.
Who raped who? Wait, what happened?
The judge raped the sheriff's daughter. What? So the sheriff shot the judge in his chambers.
How does that even happen?
I don't know how these things happen, but it happened.
How did the sheriff? Boy, that's crazy.
Yep. But I felt like that was the first thing I had to bring up today because
I found a pretty good one.
You shouldn't be touching little girls.
I found a pretty good one about mail-in ballots in Georgia. Mail-in ballots got approved in Georgia again. Or they're going to hand count, not mail-in, but hand count it. They're going to hand count the ballots in Georgia. Isn't that where we had the issue the last time?
Yeah, they're not going to stop. They need to cheat. The Democrats need to cheat because
wait till you hear. Win. Wait till you hear this article, though, man.
Okay. Well, we'll
wait till you hear it, bro. Like,
we'll wait until we get some more people before we start reading it.
And I didn't even finish reading the article. I just, like, as soon as I seen what it said, I was like, oh yeah, it's pretty easy to see what happened in that situation. What's going on, Misha?
Not too much. Repost and share the space. This is a lot more people are stealing ideas and whatnot. So it's like if people are nice to you guys, they're not being nice to you because like they want you guys to grow on X for the most part. It's like, God, it's the fakest shit imaginable. People say, "Oh yeah, like we're not stealing your ideas," and then I turn around and it's like 2 weeks later, yeah, so you're doing all the ideas, which is fine. I mean, they're copying our shit, which is good, but you can't get angry when we tell you, or when I don't speak for Drep, I don't speak for Clark, I don't speak for Jimmy. X Society, I don't speak for individual people, the view of X Society, but I can speak for myself, and I pretty much am just like, hell no, I don't want to deal with any more bullshit anymore. I know what you guys are doing, and we're just focusing on this content. So no matter what, I guarantee you we're probably going to get a decent number on these streams. The last few nights, we got like several hundred. Clark, our recast, our re-stream, so our replay yesterday got like 250, 300 people. Our replay.
Holy
that one
shit.
I sent you to you and Drip. The replay got like 300 people.
Yeah, it said 215 or something.
Yeah, so just like a tortoise, slow and steady wins the race. Thank you everyone that's watching live. I know we're streaming on multiple platforms. We also do gaming and whatnot. I wanted to do a quick shout out. We've been doing a variety of streams. Clark has been playing Diablo. He'll be playing more Diablo again soon, but he's also been playing Red Dead Redemption in the meantime. So that's been really interesting. He's been playing several multi-hour streams there. I've been doing some Lego Lord of the Rings. Jimmy's been playing some Fortnite and some other shooting games. So a lot going on. I just want to throw that out there. There's probably going to be a bunch of gaming streams going on as well, in addition to X Society spaces like Next Best Space, which is happening now.
And Misha, can I add that to what you were just talking about with people like stealing ideas? Like, people understand shit that's good, and they're gonna try to steal greatness from greatness. But even though you're trying to steal greatness, you can't steal what's great if you ain't already great. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, slow and steady wins the race.
It's us that makes it great. You understand? It's the people involved that make it great.
It takes a certain mixture of people, I believe, in these spaces for them to actually to work. And let me just say, like, there's a lot of these groups that don't have that mixture in there. But I'm 100% with you, Misha, with the slow and steady wins the race. Because this is going to be organic. We don't need bots. We don't need any of that shit. Like, we're just going to do this shit and keep going. Consistency
Yeah,
is
we
what's going
didn't
to.
have to go to New York State or New York to get our people. You know what I mean? Everyone knows in this room what I mean.
It's just consistency, like, as long as we stay consistent and keep doing what we're doing, like, we actually believe in what we're talking about, and like what's comes out of our mouths is genuine. So, like, I feel like people that actually come into the rooms, like pretty much everyone that's came into our rooms randomly that we don't know, everyone has always said that they enjoy the spaces. So, that's gonna continue to grow. We just gotta stay consistent, and I don't let any of that bull crap really uh, deter how I feel about what we're doing. So yeah, we just stay strong with it, and thank everyone that like listens on XTV. Thank y'all for tuning in. And like I said, we genuinely care what we're talking about. Unlike a lot of these other bigger names that get like all these supposedly big rooms. And they do get a lot of people in their rooms, don't get me wrong, but the reason that they get a lot of people in their rooms is because they use bots. So
Yeah, once you see a high number, you're automatically going to check it out to see what's going on. But that high number is only so high because they're using bots.
And also,
And let's not cover it up no more. This is what they're doing. They're using bots. We even know a guy they're buying them from. We used to work with him. We know him. He owns a website that does this. I mean, these people are faking their fucking. They're faking their rooms.
Clark, I can also go
and,
ahead,
and
Jeff.
can I say a lot of these guys that are also they're fucking feds. That's another thing. A lot of these people with these bigger rooms are freaking feds trying to just steer people wrong. So that's another thing that's happening on this Twitter platform. So you got to watch who you're getting your information from.
And if I can add too, guys, I think part of it as well is like, they're definitely using bots. Uh, there was one, and I don't need a sub. What would be subspace the account, the equivalent of subtweet? But there's an account where I'm looking at it, drip, and it's like it has 2 likes, 5 retweets, 25,000 views. Does that seem a little bit weird? Like, just on 10 posts, like all of them have like 15 to 25,000 views with like, 1 or 2 comments, and there's no trends or like instant keywords in there. There's no big account that retweeted them. So like, I can see some of that stuff, and I can see like, okay, so you're using bots for that. Then I'm probably assuming you're using bots for spaces as well. And in addition, it's kind of like the fake kindness and the fake collaboration type thing where it's like, oh my God, everyone needs to get each other's dicks out of each other's mouths. It's like, people on the far right and the far left are hosting spaces here, acting like, they're like best friends. I'm just like watching this. So I'm like, does anyone believe this shit? Like anyone believe this script? But like they have every right to do that though. But the thing is, that works for some people. I think what works for me and what works better is like, I'd rather, maybe miss out a little bit on some people that would be like, oh, like, like let's go on each other's spaces and whatnot. Like if it's not relevant content, it's not relevant to our brand and what we're discussing. It's like, why do it? How to grow on X, how to be a creator, how to get better at ad revenue monetization. Well, Clark, I'm happy to help you with that. But like, for example, like I can only talk about that so much.
Speaking of growing, Misha, I just reached 2.5 thousand.
Right, Clark, and honestly, I think the reason why you're growing, is you are hosting.
It's my
No, but the
comments.
comments, but Clark, also you're hosting spaces that tend to have very very engaged replies and everything. You have the videos coming and everything. So you look at the spaces, some of them have like 1,000 views and whatnot, a lot of engagement. Like that's bringing people in. So like, Clark, I think that's the answer. Like be yourself, post what you want. And you know what? Like I share like the X Games streams and whatnot. And like, I'll jump into your Red Dead Redemption stream and everything, but I'm not going to go, like into someone, let's say like a cookie influencer
like, if I'm not a cookie baker or whatever, I'm not going to go into a cookie influencer's timeline and be like, you're the most magical person in the entire world. And without you, X would not be able to exist. And everyone would be sad and the world would fall to pieces. I've had people, Clark, I've had people say that, the equivalent of that to me. It's like, well, first off, I'm not a messiah. Do you say this to everyone? Because I have to imagine with the way you're sucking my dick, you're probably sucking everyone's dick.
Thank you, Misha. Yeah, you're right. 100%. Go ahead, Drip.
No, I was just gonna say, I feel like this situation, like this is something that needs to be aired out for real with the whole feds being planted in onto Twitter, onto X. Like, do people understand that this is like a real issue happening on Twitter right now? And like these big ass spaces host, like they are glowing fucking feds to me right now. Like a lot of these fuckers are fucking feds. And this is a real life issue happening. So like people, you have to like please just listen to me and discern what you will from the people that you listen to. Like take real discernment in it. There's a lot of people feeding information. They sound like they're super, which they probably more than likely are super educated, but they're going to use this psychology against you to lead you in a direction that you more than likely aren't trying to really go into. So we got to be careful with what's actually happening on this platform right now. I feel like there's a lot of shit happening on Twitter where they're trying to divide the people. And like I said, you know, like I've been saying before, like I honestly don't really follow like I used to be obsessed with politics. All I would watch is fucking Fox News, CNN, fucking Russian Talk TV, the RT News, like all of the fucking news channels, the mainstream, the fucking ones that aren't mainstream. I watched all of it so I could get and like try to, you know, put together my own like picture of what I really thought was going on because I knew that all of them were full of shit. All of them, all of the news channels were full of shit. So like I tried to kind of discern what I felt like they were trying to do with the news that they were putting in my face. But I used to be obsessed with the shit. And you know, like that kind of thing can really drive a person crazy, honestly. It can drive you crazy. So like I had to come to a place where, you know, I got the understanding where I understand regardless of what is actually happening outside of my home, regardless of what's happening outside of my home. I have no control over that really. So I have to control what's happening inside of my house, regardless of the bullshit, the noise that's happening outside. So I decided to remove myself from that type of stuff and just focus on my house and try to focus on my energy and keep my energy in a more higher frequency. um so you know, like I really don't be on this stuff honestly too much anymore, but you know, like I do this show and I do like to bring up topics and read out different articles and things just to kind of, you know, like I said, try to decipher and come up with my own perspective of what I feel like is happening from what they're giving us. But as far as me really like getting too obsessed with it, I don't do that. I try to focus my energy on other things. I try to focus my energy on the healing. But as far as these bigger spaces with these hosts and things, to me it seems like they're doing a lot of dividing. They're trying to divide people, and that's what I want people to really understand. Like, just realize that a lot of these guys are honestly just trying to come up with clicks and things and trying to divide the people. Like we're in fucking high school again, basically. But to a much stronger degree where the people could take it to a much more extreme level than when we were in high school and people just like fighting and stuff like that. Now the type of stuff that's going on here can actually result in multiple people losing their lives just because of extremist ideas. But Yeah, that's all I want to say on that.
Thank you, Drip. Yeah, we appreciate it. Man, I'm hoping some more people come in here.
No, guys,
It's
the numbers
Friday
are
night. I understand.
guys, the
It's
numbers are
crowded.
fine.
Yeah.
Please focus on.
Oh, okay. I got
No,
you.
no, no,
I
no.
was
The
just
numbers,
hoping for
yeah,
conversation's
but the
sake.
numbers are fine.
Yeah, I was just hoping for conversation's sake. That's somewhat. Batman, what you got going on? You got any topics you'd like to discuss on the next best topic?
Crap. I don't know.
I got something. I told you I got something. I got
Yeah, I
something.
have plenty
Here.
to discuss
I
here,
got
guys.
something.
I mean, let's be clear. Yeah, like,
Oh shit. Okay.
yeah,
Let's go.
I don't know where this thing that like we don't have anything to discuss came from.
Oh no! I didn't say that.
No, I
Go
mean,
ahead.
like,
Yeah, I'm about to post the link to the article. So the viewers, if they want to check the article out for themselves, they can check the article out. So just give me 1 second. I'm gonna post that in the purple pill real quick.
Sweet. All right. Cool. So let me
I
check
think
this
one
out.
thing I found that's interesting is I read a news article today. Maybe I'll put it in the nest here that Kamala Harris and their campaign are outspending the Trump campaign 3 times on Meta platforms, so like Instagram and Facebook for advertisements. Now, yeah, and
Really? And no one's even showing up at the rallies?
well, I'm not sure about that part.
I'm not gonna say Clark. I don't know. There are people showing up at her rallies. I don't know. Now I can't say that they didn't like fucking pay some
She
of these
had a
people.
few that were very empty, right? And then she was trying to bust in Venezuelans to fill up her stadium. So I was assuming not a lot of people were
Man,
showing
I
up.
think I think the Democrats would want to like have those people not at the rallies though, because like that's just like I don't know. If I was a tracker, it would be a photo target. But look, I'm not sure what Kamala's actual rallies are like in terms of the attendance recently. There have been some, like, look, I'll say it this way: there have been some that have been big, drip. Like, there's been a few that have been big. There was one that was around when she announced that some people tried to say was AI, and the thing was, it turned out not to be AI. That was an actual crowd size. And the thing is, look, maybe some of the people she paid, but you have to give evidence of that. But probably most of that crowd she did not pay. So, guys, it's kind of one of those things where sometimes people are like, oh man, no one goes to political rallies. And actually, though, guys, in a presidential season, though, a lot of times people will go to political rallies, but a bunch of shit might happen. And sometimes it might just be like, a very spread out area of the country. Maybe it's last minute. There's a bunch of reasons why there's different numbers of people at different locations. And also throughout the day, like the one thing I hate, guys, and is when I see like people post, this is Donald Trump's rally, or this is Kamala Harris's rally, and it's 9:47 a.m. and the rally's at 7 p.m. in the evening. It's like, wow, look at that crowd size. There's only 5 people there. It's like that sort of stuff. I get frustrated with. But not to get off the tangent, I guess it's just like I'm wondering what the Trump campaign's kind of strategy here is with the digital stuff. Like how much of it. Like I think they're probably making a choice here where they're probably trying to avoid Meta and Facebook, probably the bias and everything. So I think the bigger question would be, how is Trump's digital spend, his campaign's digital spend, total comparing to Kamala Harris's total like social media digital spend? Because if Trump is spending those ad dollars on, for example, on Rumble ads, where it's getting people out to vote in swing states, well, that's the right money. That's spending money effectively because it's getting targeted voters out to vote. So I wouldn't care if he's spending it there versus like on Meta, because on Meta, maybe he's not getting someone out the vote. So it's better value, So it's all about value, I think, at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Do you think it makes a difference how much money they're really spending?
I think it does.
If one
for
spends way
sure.
more,
For
I
sure.
mean, for
For
sure,
sure.
yeah.
Clark,
Yeah.
most
Okay.
people aren't like us, okay? Like most people do not want to discuss current events in the news every night to such a high level of detail or ask this many questions. There's no people, guys, where they'll maybe watch the news if it's on in the background while they're eating dinner twice a week. So they might be getting 30 minutes. That's serious. That's some people's total news consumption. So, if you're someone that watches maybe 30 minutes of NBC a week, you don't really watch cable news, you kind of make your decision how to vote based on like, a few conversations, family and friends, and maybe what you see online. So, if you get a bunch of articles about how, I don't know, Kamala Harris is going to implement Affordable Care Act or something, and that's really important to you, then maybe you'll vote for her. Maybe it'll get you to turn out. Politics is weird. I feel like it's essentially advertising and manipulation at the end of the day. It's all marketing, really.
Yeah, it is. I was just having this conversation with my mom just earlier, and I think she finally actually got what I was saying. Because I feel like a lot of people don't really take some of this stuff that I talk about, where like my connection with source and things, and like when I worked out on that Trump and during like worked at the Trump rallies and stuff like that back in 2016. Like, I'm not saying that Trump is some messiah or anything like that, but I was an anarchist. I didn't like any government. This is back when I was obsessed with politics. The reason, like, people that are Satanists, they're obsessed with the Holy Bible. Like, you want to know your enemy.
Right.
So I was obsessed with the news so I could pick out the bullshit and figure out what was the bullshit. But whenever I was working at the rallies, I felt some type of presence that let me know that this dude is different, because I heard Donald Trump. I mean, I heard Donald Trump speak. That's where I felt his presence at. But I also got to hear Barack Obama speak back in 2000. When was that? 2009, I think, when the oil spill happened in the Gulf. And I voted for him a year prior to that. Like, I was on that Barack Obama train. But whenever I heard him speak, like, something in my gut told me, like, I didn't even understand. I didn't care about politics. I didn't I didn't really care about that. I was just like your average person in America right now that doesn't care. The news comes on and what they say, like, I just took that shit for what it was. I really didn't even watch the news. So basically just the little highlights and clips of shit that got put in my face, I just took it for what they were saying during that time, until I heard Barack Obama speak in person. Something told me in my gut, because I've just always had this ability to fill out people who are full of shit from people who are not full of shit. Still have, like, the ability is way stronger today than it was then. But I could just tell that he was just saying shit, but he really had no heart behind what he was saying. He wasn't being genuine. It sounded good, but there was no heart in it. It was different whenever I went to a Trump rally. And I'm not saying I'm not Republican, I'm not fucking Democrat, I'm none of that shit. I'm fucking, like, I'm still anarchist, really. But at the end of the day, whenever I see a person in front of me that I actually have the ability to help put in a position that's gonna benefit my kids, like, I'm gonna take advantage of that. So, like, with Donald Trump, I was at this dude's rally. I felt the presence of God. I got chills. I got fucking chills. I was walking. I really didn't even go in there to hear anything that he was talking, because I didn't give a fuck about Donald Trump. But as I was walking through, the shit's playing on fucking all speakers. You can't help but hear it. Like, at that time, like, I thought I was gonna get fucking jumped, because they were saying that, they were fucking jumping black people at his rallies and shit. So I thought they were gonna fucking jump me and shit, dude. Like, so I was scared to even work there at first. And then it was actually while I was outside before, I got comfortable, because, like, all of his fucking supporters were like, "Hey, dude, get out here. Hell yeah, dude. Let me buy you a shot." Never tried Jameson until, like, this fucking first rally I worked at in Newtown, Pennsylvania. Fucking some dude buys me like 3 shots. He sits outside and fucking buys me like 3 shots before the Trump rally even started. So I got a nice little buzz. And like, I got comfortable once I got that buzz, and all these people are coming up, and like, everybody's like all cool and shit. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? Like, this ain't what I expected after all of this shit I've been seeing online about Trump supporters being racist and all this stuff. So, like, I go inside because I got to use the bathroom. I didn't even want to go in, but I had to use the bathroom. So I go inside, and I'm going through, and like, I hear what he's saying, and I hear him say something, and like, I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? and because it was something that I'm aligned with. I can't remember what it was, but then he said something else, and I was like, hold up, wait, what? And that second time, like, it made me stop. And once I stopped, I started listening to what he was saying. But when I stopped and actually started hearing what he was saying, when I tell you I got chill, it gave me chill bumps. And that's what I'm calling I felt the presence of God. It isn't, it's just, it's like God was letting me know this dude is a major player on my chessboard right now. I'm not calling him a prophet, but he's a major player on my chessboard right now. And in order for us to get into a better position than where we are right now, we need this dude to play the role that I have him in. So I need you to stop, sit here, and fucking listen and pay attention and see that he is on the other side versus the side that you have been against, which is the whole entire government. Like I said, I was anarchist. I was fucking anarchist. I'm still pretty much anarchist. But Trump is not your typical person in government. Dick Gregory also helped me confirm this. Dick Gregory, I heard Dick Gregory say, talking about Trump, he said, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Dick Gregory said that. And that's for anyone who may be, part of the black culture. Dick Gregory said that. And that was another person that helped me confirm, okay, maybe I should start paying attention to this dude. Because what is Donald Trump to the mainstream media, to the whole agenda that's been planned against us? He has been he is their enemy. They treat him like an enemy. And I've been in a mixed place about him here recently, because now I'm like, okay, and this is even going to me in my relationship now, like because I'm so, like, I don't have, like, my trust is so little in these people in these government positions, so like I can't help but still have this energy to not trust him at this point, because now where I'm coming to today is, what if I'm being played to think this dude is my friend, but he's really not my friend? But still, like, I'm still in this place where he's still the enemy of the person that I know is my enemy. So that's, even though it's conflicted, I still have to kind of side with him at this point until we get in a better position than where we're at right now. I'm sorry I took so long, Red. You can go ahead.
Sweet. So I kind of agree, and at face value, it does seem like that. But let me ask you this before I like kind of dig into it. Who is your enemy? Who do you think your enemy is?
That's a good question, because now, like, where I'm at, because we're constantly learning. We're constantly learning. When I first realized, like, that, it seemed like the majority of the government was my enemy, and then it's not even just the government. Like I used to think, it's this elitist group of people, but now, like, through this platform, I've began to understand that it's not 100%. Like, it doesn't matter. In a black community, it doesn't. You got some black people that are good. You got some black people that are bad. White community, you got some white people that are good. You got some white people that are bad. Mexicans, it don't matter what it is. It don't matter if you're rich. You got some elitists that are good people, and you got some elitists that are bad. So it doesn't matter. So it's kind of hard to say. And that's where we have to get to today. And I kind of feel like that's what Trump is kind of, Trump kind of is in that position to help us figure out who the bad people are versus who the good people are. And, so it's really hard to say, because you can't say government is completely the bad guy. There are some people in government, just like we had this guy in here last night that was a police officer. He was fucking a good officer. He was a good police officer when he was a police officer. But all police officers aren't bad. You got some good officers, and unfortunately, the majority of the bad ones are in the higher positions, and that's why. But we just have to get into a place where we can get somebody that's in a position, and a lot of this has to be done in the inside. We just have to get people in positions that are able to eradicate these bad apples in these different places. Yeah, you can go ahead, Batman.
There's a lot of blame that goes around. People like to just start with various traits or religious beliefs, but there is one way that I like to think about narrowing it down, and that humanity is basically one side, and that there's a cost to betraying humanity. And some people are
Is
willing.
someone talking
Oh
right
yeah,
now?
I'll come
Yeah,
back.
Batman is talking. I'll bring you right back
All
up,
right.
Batman.
Can you bring him up again?
You know how they do is they always got to be playing us on here.
Yeah,
Batman.
it's always screwing up on us. I don't know why. Hey, Jared, good to see you, brother. Go ahead, Batman.
For whatever reason, it happens every time, but it's like what's the word? It's part of the show. So like basically some people are willing to betray humanity for a cost. Some people are really burned and spurned for various reasons, but I think it's pretty clear to see that that was generated by the powers that be. Like a lot of these circumstances, like people wouldn't even believe. My favorite concept is the idea of mysterious pallets of bricks just showing up at places where riots spontaneously bust out. And I'm just like, well, so they put weapons there and then tell everyone to go, and then there's just no one to blame but this angry mob, and then everyone turns it into, a racial thing. And it's like we're watching them orchestrate the whole thing, and then there are people within this intellectual space that are trying to continue this narrative, trying to drag people into that hole. And all I can tell you is like, and you wouldn't believe it, but there's some people out there that are like, give me a life, take me out of the matrix, make me live above all these other people who are playing the game, and let me fucking manipulate them, because they're fucking psychopaths. That's literally what a Fed is. You can see it in their face sometimes when they just have to make like an active approach to somebody's house. And you've seen any of these videos and you can see these FBI agents and they're like fucking hate themselves. They fucking hate themselves. They hate themselves. So don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Be true to yourself. If you have a cost associated to betraying humanity, try to ditch that. That's that effort to try and overcome everybody through making a bunch of money and becoming manipulative and powerful. You must abandon this. And I think that's kind of what you're getting to, Drip. If I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but that's how I interpret it. And there's just so many people here who that's the fucking MO. And I'm just telling you, like, the best thing for you to do is contribute your skills, whatever you have to contribute, and hopefully you get paid like a righteous amount and you're doing well and you don't have to fucking worry about shit. That's what I hope the world turns out into. But then that's like a whole economics discussion and so on and so forth. I just hope people turn into the best possible version of themselves. And unfortunately, the whole system's designed to make us retarded. Again, another topic, but I get what you're saying, Drip. There's a lot of feds on here. Like when I do my little documentary, my goal is to like make a list. So you need to help me. Like you guys need to help me. And it's not to, I'm
Oh, I
not
got
here
you. I
to
got
point
you.
out names right
I
now.
got a list of them
I will
already.
not point out names right now because I'm not a kind of person to be like, this person's fat and this person. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go so far, right, into the research dump and create my own fucking documentary, and we're all going to have a crack at it. And we're going to surface the facts. I love how this show is like probably one of the only ones I've heard where they're like, they're filling it with bots. I have the proof. So applause to everyone here for that. But that's just my 2 cents, and I'm with you, Drip. Let's get the feds out of here, and it's obvious who's who. But I want to explore that.
If
You can go ahead.
appreciate, bro. If I may, bro, like I agree with both of y'all. I'm more like later if it's like a continuum, like hey, we need actually do need feds, like, but with the minds that we have, like speaking right now, in the sense of like this the same way, like you kind of answered it, like, but like right now, Satan is using like the fake Jew to like get his agenda across, right? And we got to kind of go about it the same way they did, in the sense of how they infiltrated themselves into various governmental systems. Whether it was the United States government or you look at Venezuela or Mexico, right? Like, how does point 0.02% of a population or ethnicity like hold the highest positions in the government, right? And it's through planning and like execution. So we need righteous people who are in the feds, right, to pretty much do the same thing. Um, so yeah, that's a part of the solution. Um, to your point with Donald, like I tossed some stuff in there. Um, I mean, money is big, right? And I know this is in the Bible space, but like a- all of the Bible is true to me, but like certain scripture like is very evident of unrighteous and righteous leadership. One of the things I tell my kids all the time, um, you know, leaders are the last. Leaders put people before them, right? Jesus wasn't rich, like yeah, and I like to use Jesus as my perfect leader, my perfect example of a servant leader. And when I see Donald Trump, right, like you were talking about, both of y'all were talking about how people sell each other out, right? Whether it's black, white, doesn't matter, right? Like doesn't matter, race doesn't matter. Like righteousness matters. And with Donald, like I hope you're right in the sense of like he's able to like seem unrighteous, but like he's gonna pull a JFK and change it for the right reason in the right way, in the right, righteous way. But also my gut and history kind of shows that like, hey man, like they got some dirt on him and they got him by the fucking nuts, dog. Like I can kind of smell it. It's that same Diddy smell, except they're like, hey bro, like we're gonna let you get away with as much shit as we want you to get away with, and if you fucking go out of place, guess what? We already got like you know 30 indictments on you already, so you already know what the fuck is going on, dog. So that's where Donald's at, where he's gonna do his marching orders. He's gonna keep moving, right? Diddy, they have used Diddy to the point where he's all used up. There's no more point in using Diddy, and he's getting slapped in the balls right now. But with Donald, that's what I feel with Donald, and Camilla, her husband, is who her husband is. So it's just like we're the only people who are going to save us is God. Or the only entity who's going to save us is God. And if we come back to God with righteousness, um, and it doesn't really matter the race, right? Hey, like, hey, who is going to be a righteous leader and be a servant leader? Put other people first, just like how Jesus did, right? I didn't want to keep going, but yeah, that's kind of my thoughts.
And Batman, do you care if I interject
I
real
just want
quick
to say that was
on
wonderful. Thank you, Red. And Diddy smell. I'm going to be
yes,
using
Red,
that on
that was
people that I
beautiful, bro.
think have Diddy smell now. I'm going to be, you got Diddy smell, dude. You look off.
Like I just wanted to I just wanted to interject on what Red said real quick. Like I got someone that's been putting me on game because I'm from the South. I grew up Southern Baptist and all that, but I did not understand, like the Bible didn't, just like a lot of stuff in school just didn't make, even though I did good in history and shit, it's still like people used to take me for being a class clown because I'd be like, but why? That doesn't make any sense. I could just smell out the bullshit. I could smell out the bullshit. And the same thing with the Bible, like it didn't make sense for me because the people that were teaching the Bible weren't teaching it the same way that now I have the understanding the Bible. Like now my understanding, because I was in a place with the Bible, I was conflicted with the Bible, and then somebody made it kind of clear to me. They said check out them red words. Understand that them red words never change, but those black words are a little conflicted, but those red words never change. And that's what I've been focused on, is Jesus's words. And you can even take Jesus's words into a church. The church gets real scared of Jesus. They get scared of the words of Jesus because they understand that Jesus was talking about the church in those red words. So I've been focused on a lot of the red words here lately. Uh, but we go back to this Donald Trump situation. Like it's a very, very conflicted space with him, just because it's so different from what's happened in, I'm 36 years old. So like when I was 18, that was the year I turned 18 was the year that Barack Obama ran for fucking president. So like we've seen some pretty weird shit within that time, but there hasn't been that many presidents. But the presidents was Barack Obama, and we all witnessed, like I really witnessed the effects of what Barack Obama did because of like my dad like had logging company, and I've went into that whole rant before with his business. Like he ended up going bankrupt during Barack's term after being like after like doing really well before that time, and it really you can't really put that on Barack Obama. It actually happened. It started with Bill Clinton, but that's my point. These guys have all worked together to basically push this agenda to basically it seems to me, it seems like they're trying to do away with the middle class, and only have lower class of people and just rich people. That's how it seems to me. And from what Donald Trump kind of has showed me, and what God is kind of showing me, what Donald Trump is trying to do, he's trying to actually keep that middle class around. But my problem with Donald Trump that I've had here lately is this thing with Israel, and that's kind of what I was wanting to go into, where I was kind of being hypocritical with the Jewish people, because I've like I let these federal agents, which are the ones I feel like are pushing this agenda against Jewish people, which they do control a lot, but there's only a very tiny percentage of these people. It's only a very tiny percentage of them that are a part of this. It's not all Jewish people. So there's a tiny amount of Jewish people, and Jewish is a good word. They're probably not even real, because once you look into Operation Paperclip and things like that, you find out that a lot of Nazi soldiers and things took off their Nazi fucking suits and fucking put on fucking the fucking jail suits like they were fucking Jewish people. So you can't we can't, they might not even be Jews that are in these positions, but they're just portraying themselves as Jewish people. But Trump is aligned with Israel very tight right now. His wife, I mean his daughter, not his wife, his daughter is married to a Jewish guy. Like we know how tied in with the Jewish people Donald Trump is, and that was another place I was conflicted. And there was someone that helped me kind of realize that that doesn't necessarily still paint him out to be a bad guy. Maybe he's aligned with some of the ones that are the good Israeli people. I'm not even going to call them Jewish or Jews or anything like that, because I don't even want to get into all that. But like I was saying, we can't paint any one group as being all evil. There are good people in all groups, and there are bad people in all groups. So, like I said, I got this. God touched me at this dude's rally. So that's just where I have to, even though because we battle this every day amongst ourselves, with having to battle with doing stuff that's good and doing stuff that's bad. So I'm still kind of having that battle again with Donald Trump, with trying to come up with reasons why he might be bad. But Jesus told us that God told us to fear not. And I said this to someone the other day. It says fear not or be not afraid in the Bible 365 times. So, this is where I'm trying to come to. I have to give my faith that God gave me this whenever I had the opportunity to experience, being in the vicinity of Donald Trump, and feeling the type of energy. And God gave me that sign that was the way to go. So that's where I'm kind of conflicted at right now with myself, is trusting in him, because it's so hard to trust people right now. So that's where I'm at. I'm sorry I went so long. Go ahead, Red.
So I know you mentioned Jesus's words in red, right? Like red ink, right? Um, the fake Jews. I'm gonna call them out because I'm just gonna call them out. The fake Jews, right? Like they hate him. They so much that they made a fake book, the Talmud, and wrote his name all up in it in derogatory terms. I know y'all probably already know about it, right? But specifically, people who actually knew Jesus, John, when he wrote Revelations and he had that experience with having a vision with Jesus in heaven, he spoke about him. He spoke about them twice, whether Revelations 2:9, Revelations 3:9, and that does not get publicized enough. And people don't call them out on their heritage enough, right? Because if for true students of the Bible, and I'm still learning, so I'm not even calling myself like a anything, right? I don't know nothing, but like I read it just enough to know that they are not who they say they are, and like if we call them out on it, like we can fix the problems in this world overnight. The difficult part about that is that they're the truth, just like an individual who has like somebody for ransom, right? Like if they have secrets about other people for ransom, then the people who are in charge, which the fake Jews, they use like puppets and pawns. So Donald Trump and name whatever president, right? Like or prime minister, they use them to get their agenda across because they got dirt on them. Just like even the politicians or call it Diddy, right? We go back to Diddy or anybody, like they're all getting used to further a particular agenda because there's dirt on their name, right? Um, and it's just the fear of that dirt getting pushed out to keep them in line. So that's why I don't trust Trump or Camilla personally because I know they're not going to fix these problems. But I think at our level, we really just need to needle in on those key issues, whether it's the Federal Reserve, the border, and like collectively, because that's the shit that like I think every American can agree on, and force them to get it right. Like if you've been listening to Donald lately, he is absolutely going towards a CBDC, right? And all of that shit is in time prophecy, and it's scary that it's actually happening. And like all of these prophecies, because it's a lot of non-believers, but like a lot of the prophecies, if not all of them, are kind of happening in real time with us transitioning to a one world government where, hey, everybody's just so exhausted. And America's the last domino to fall, right? Like, um, but when everybody is so exhausted, tired, overinflated from war, don't have anything left, hey, who are they going to turn to? And that's the person, right? That, you know, is so-called antichrist, which we don't know him yet, right? Who is going to be, but a part of that is the stuff that's being ushered in with Donald, and I see it clear as day. But if we all can get on the same page, we can hopefully like at least slow it down. It's going to happen, but like it, hopefully we all can get on the same page and delay it with righteousness. Just put, yeah, I don't know how we're going to do it as far as electing somebody. Hopefully Donald can be just righteous, but I don't think it's going to happen. But if he can't, then we just got to force, the righteousness out of him, and collectively we can do it.
So this is where like I kind of want to come back on what you're saying a little bit. I want to test everybody just to take this into account. What if this whole time, like we've all got a good understanding that the enemy of the people are trying to usher in a one world government, right? So where in the Bible, because just think about this: nationalism. Nationalism basically positions people to be against one another. At the end of the day, nationalism does. So what if the enemy, because this is how these guys, we got to think this is chess, not checkers. So what if our enemy has actually positioned this play to put something in our faces and make us think that this is really the bad move with globalism. Because just think about globalism and think about nationalism. Think about a one world government and then think about nationalism. With nationalism, you have each country that has their own currency, and then you have people who exchange money and they profit off of the exchange of these different currencies. And this is because of nationalism. Whenever you really look down at it, look at it for real. So what if you have a group of people that have positioned this play where they get people to be afraid of this one world government where we won't have any more we won't have numerous currencies going around the globe. We won't have people thinking they're better than somebody else because they're from a different area. Like, what if they have actually positioned us and played us into being against something that is actually the right way that we're supposed to be going about our planet? Because just think about just think about if we had an extraterrestrial invasion, right? And we got this extraterrestrial race that comes from some other planet that is way beyond, like they're way beyond our comprehension and technology, right? Guess what's going to happen on the planet Earth? We're going to go instantly into a globalist planet. We're not going to be nationalists no more. We're not going to be mad at these guys because they're from freaking, I'm from America, you're from Russia. I don't like you because the news has been telling me you're bad, and I don't like you because of that. We're not going to have that anymore. My dollar bill is worth way more than your yen because I'm from America and you're from freaking Japan or China, whatever. I don't know. Like, we won't have all of a sudden, just instantly, as soon as that spaceship pulls up in our skyline and people can see it, and it's freaking huge. You can see it city from city from city from city. All of a sudden, that nationalist ideology, like that shit goes out of the door. We're all coming together instantly. Like, so why is it such an issue right now for us not to be like a one world government where we don't have all of this BS? Because that's where a lot of this BS comes into play. Our governments are throwing us into wars with other people because they're trying to take their stuff, or they're trying to do this, or they're trying to do this. But what if it all, everything belonged to us, you know? Like, what if they really have just been playing us away from, being a global economy and having a global currency? So that's kind of where I'm at, because they weren't take all of these speeches these presidents gave in our United States history where they mentioned New World Orders. Do you think these guys threw that shit in there by accident? They did that. They were playing. These guys were playing chess, and we got to think about this shit, a lot farther ahead than what we do, because they understand the psychology of how people really work. Let me get off my tangent because I'm going a long time. So, but yeah, that's where I'm at. I just want people to kind of think about that. Go ahead, Red.
So I dig what you're saying. Um, the issue, and it's weird, right? Because like it is going to be a one world government, but and like if you look at your house, right? Like if your father, if you're in a family, like that's if you're the head of the household, like that's a one world government in your household, and the factor is like righteousness. So you can either be a tyrant in your home, or you can be a righteous man in your home. And like, if you're righteous, then guess what? The family's going to flourish. But if you're a tyrant, then the family's going to fail. And that's the danger. And what we're seeing is that, like, if the house is built on unrighteousness, lies, deceit, killing, blood, then it's going to fail. Right? We got evidence of that. Right? But if the house is built on righteousness, that leader putting other people before him, the first will be last and the last will be first. That's what Jesus said, right? And he lived that, right, by dying for everybody. If we have leadership that has that mentality, then absolutely a monarchy will be fine, right? Because guess what? The first will be actually putting the last first, right? How things should be. But that's not what we're seeing with the people that are actually in power. Um, so it's up to us to make sure that they do that type of shit that's the right shit to do. And I'm gonna get off my soapbox, but yeah, that was some great points. And my last point that I want to make, as far as sovereignty, like the first world government was Nimrod, where all the children of those first sons of Noah, they lived under one world government. And when they became unrighteous, right? I always tell my kids the story, like God was like, "Hey, bro, like I'm splitting you assholes up because you assholes don't fucking act right?" And at this point, we need to maintain sovereignty, right? Because the devil's still in charge of this world. So like that's where I go to with sovereignty, and I think our founding fathers got it right with the Constitution. It's just that like our leadership, after so many amendments and so many changes, it's just like, oh man, what the fuck is a Constitution now, right? And change the shit to the point where it's useless almost. But yeah, we just got to get back to the Constitution, and we can literally fix a lot of shit.
Thank you,
And
brother.
I just want to interject real quick, Clark, and just say, when we look at history, when has democracy or republics ever been successful? That's all I want to say. Go ahead, Lemon.
Oh, I
Go ahead, Lavender.
hello everybody. I think okay, I want to back up from everything you're saying right here and just say that we need to have empathy for other people. Okay? And this is something I think I'm being attacked for on X because I refuse to side with any particular group of people. And I like being with people just that are experiencing life, So we're going through a lot right now, and we have to just tell ourselves that's okay because they know what they're doing to us. So we just need to be okay with it, and we need to be there for each other. So that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Lavender. Go ahead, Batman.
I was gonna say I posted Ryan Dawson's documentary. It's an hour and a half in the comments. It's called Trump's Zionist Ball and Chain. And I like to understand the controversy. It's not a leftist position. I hope Trump wins. Um, Kamala's trash, obviously. Like we can dig into the details as to why. I always love looking into the relationships. I recall when Obama was elected and he was meeting with the World Economic Forum heads and all these people before he even got elected and all this stuff. So it's really just like who you kind of keep around you, and if you can't expel them, eventually they'll dupe you and they'll do a 9/11 to you. You know what I mean? They'll have the Patriot Act sitting right there. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of people in that position. A lot was said. I like what you guys are saying about the red words and how Jesus's position does not change. And I think if you read it with intent, and sometimes if you're in the right headspace and your heart is aligned correctly, you'll realize it's not exactly an indictment, but it is some sensation of like, you need to look in yourself and find like, you're not on the wrong side, that you're purging yourself of this like ridiculous nature that we live in. And then just the last thing, Trump or Drip, I didn't mean to call you Trump, but Drip, is that you were mentioning like maybe we do need to be in a world government or something. And like I think everyone's kind of compelled enough, hopefully, if they're an intellectual in some sense, that they thought about something like that. But I'll tell you that road is just simply too narrow because many people want to live in many different ways. And the civilizations, as much as I say we should cooperate and we should respect each other and figure out better ways to become better neighbors, the ultimate solution is for a world government to become a controllable, trackable, and traceable one bank account, one currency, and you can see that the AI is coming in and people are becoming jobless. And so the solution is, here's your good boy points, but if you step out of line, you're going to starve to death. And that's why I don't like the world government and no cash or whatever. That's why I'm pro distributed ledger technology, where we can break off into our own groups and decide to barter with each other and get super organized that way and just flip them off and be like, haha, we're still technological in advance. That's my hope. So I'm not against technology, but I'm against their vision of what it is. And I think we can actually make ourselves way more cooperative than we've actually ever been for various reasons without removing borders, because we have to check people in, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. We got to check you in. Who are you? Why do you want to come here?
Oh yeah, we do. Most
Thank you.
definitely. Thank you, Batman. Go ahead, Drip. And then we're going to be wrapping this up. So go ahead, Drip.
Yeah, I just wanted, because I'm being the I'm being the bad guy tonight. You know me. I don't usually be the bad guy, but I'm gonna be the bad guy tonight. um, so this is where I'm at, because I kind of see like where a monarchy could be good, but we gotta look back on history and come up with this solution, because there have been a lot of really good monarchies that were very successful, but it was after the king died and someone else come into power where those monarchies ended up failing after we had good kings. So I feel like we have to kind of go back and look at history and figure out where these flaws come into play, and kind of rewrite the script a little bit, and that's where this AI technology and where we're at technologically today can kind of help us kind of go into a better direction. There's like this place is supposed to be, the planet Earth is supposed to be the kingdom of heaven. God didn't say one part of the earth is supposed to be the kingdom of heaven. This whole planet is supposed to be the kingdom of heaven, right? So it's up to the people to be able to manifest this thing, and keep that kind of going in the direction it's supposed to go. We can't get too lazy. We got to raise our kids and not raise spoiled kids that allow someone to come into a position of power, like, because where failure comes into play is because people kind of let themselves go into a place to allow that failure to come into play, and because people get comfortable. So we have to understand, we can't ever get too comfortable. But there are, there was a king once, I forgot which king it was, but this king didn't even accept any money. His only position was to make sure that the people that were writing the laws and things didn't go corrupt, making sure they weren't being corrupt as little bitches. Like, this dude only had one set of clothes to wear. He didn't care about money. He just wanted his people. He was raised in a way that he cared about the people. So it's all about him making sure that, or him or her, it doesn't matter, him or her, make sure that this basically like our Congress, our Senate, isn't doing the corrupt. And that's where democracy, that's where the republic is kind of failing us right now. These people are able to get in these positions and allow people, because they got a little bit of mammon, which is money. They got a little bit of mammon, and they take that mammon and they go use it against somebody that doesn't have mammon, as much mammon as they have, that has a position in Congress, has a position in Senate, and they use that little bit of mammon to sway them to do bullshit that hurts us, but it's going to benefit them. We have to have something put into place, and that's what I feel like, and that's why I'm kind of still riding with Donald Trump. I'm riding with Donald Trump right now. I'm sorry, I can't help it, even though I wanted to find something bad on this dude. I swear I wanted to find something. And the bullshit, all these fucking indictments and shit like that don't even ride with me at all, because I know it's all bullshit. None of the stuff that they've got on this dude, it don't ride with me, because I know it's all bullshit. Because if it was real, he would have already been convicted. He's not convicted of anything. It's just shit that they've indicted him for, to like make people think that he's a bad dude. But you know, like, this is where I'm still riding with this guy at. Like, he just put Robert Kennedy, and Robert Kennedy wrote a book, something Anthony Fauci. And whenever you read it, and I just seen this today, John F. Kennedy Jr. had some stuff out about talking about parasites, and how parasites are really like, that's the real shit that's linked to cancer. And the fucking the remedy, the cure to cancer is right in the fucking Holy Bible. The mustard seed is right in the Bible. Mustard seed, frankincense, myrrh is right in the Bible. And John F. Kennedy fucking told people. But right after he told people, what happened to John F. Kennedy? He got fucking killed. It's right in the fucking Bible. The fucking cure is right in the fucking Bible. So like, who did Donald Trump just align himself with? Tulsi Gabbard, Elon Musk, which I don't trust. I don't trust Elon Musk. I don't trust Elon Musk as far as you can throw. But I don't know why I don't trust him. He ain't did nothing to me to not trust him, rather than not fix these bunk ass fucking Twitter spaces. Like, but besides that, like, dude ain't really did nothing to me for me to not trust him. But like I told y'all earlier in the space, I just don't trust people. You gotta do something. You gotta do something to make me trust you. Back whenever I was green and dumb and stupid as shit, I used to trust people till they gave me a reason not to trust them. But not no more. You gotta fucking do something for me to fucking trust you right now. And right now, Elon Musk ain't did nothing for me to trust him. But I will say, Donald Trump put this dude in a place where he can do something to make me trust him, or he can do something to make me not trust him. I know who I don't trust right now, though. I know who I don't trust right now. Donald Trump also aligned somebody in place, Robert Kennedy Jr. And I know this dude just wrote a book about Anthony Fauci and fucking blasted all that bullshit out. And then I just found out about this shit John F. Kennedy done put out about fucking parasites and cancer, telling the truth about cancer. It ain't nothing but worms and parasites. And once you get them goddamn parasites out your body, guess what the fuck else getting the fuck up out your body? Cancer. So once you get them worms, get them parasites up out your body, you got cancer up out your body. Now, when it comes to Tulsi Gabbard, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I said, I don't keep up with politics, but I know that woman beat the shit up out of fucking Kamala Harris whenever they went against each other. And I know there's something about Tulsi Gabbard that makes me feel like she's more genuine than a fucking Kamala Harris.
She's the real
So
Indian, Drip. She's the real Indian. Trump talks about it.
And I'm the real Indian as well. So you know that's why I fucking love her. She's fucking real native. I'm a real fucking native. So that's why I like her. Then I didn't even know why I liked her. Thank you, Lavender. She's a real native. I'm a real native. Cause let me tell you, if them son of a bitches would have did what I thought they might have did and put the Rock up in that son of a bitch, I would have voted for the Rock. I'd have said, "Fuck you, Donald Trump. I'm voting for the Rock just because he a native." But them dumb son of a bitches didn't bite the play. They didn't bite on the play whenever they had to play. They could have fucking won easily. I would have voted for fucking The Rock. I don't give a fuck. They could have said he did whatever. I don't care. That nigga's a native. I'm voting for him. Kamala Harris, I don't trust her as far as I can. Hell no. You got me fucked up. That bitch ain't even from America. Her folks ain't from America. What the fuck I look like voting for that motherfucker? Hell no. Y'all should have got The Rock. But y'all fucking chose a motherfucker that's from Jamaica and tried to play us like she black. No, motherfucker, she ain't black.
Drip, I don't think they chose her. I think it was just a drop down. You know how things drop down when you fill in the little space and then it drops down and you have a selection. I think she was just one of the selections.
But my thing is, like, y'all just wasted, and this is no pun intended, but y'all just wasted y'all's trump card to show people that y'all can just do whatever the fuck y'all just showed everybody y'all do what the fuck y'all whatever y'all want to do, and not even go by the traditional standards of how picking a nominee, a Democratic, because Joe Biden had to drop out. Y'all were supposed to have a fair fucking race to pick a Democratic nominee and let the people decide who they wanted as their Democratic nominee. Like I said, if y'all would have did that and picked The Rock, I would have been like, oh shit, I don't give a fuck. But whenever y'all did it with Kamala, I don't like that bitch. She locked up people that just like me for no reason. Just like me. So what y'all think people like me gonna do? I'm out here blasting that bitch every chance I get. Hell no. I'm gonna motherfucking tell everybody that I can every chance I get, just like I made my mama understand that shit today. Like they took y'all's rights away to not give y'all the opportunity to pick a Democratic nominee that you want.
Oh, yes, they did. They definitely took your right away to do that. It's the first time they've ever done this, and they took your right away. And people are still
I
voting
don't like
like
that
they
bitch.
didn't
Fuck
do
that
anything
bitch.
wrong. But Drip, I gotta get going, so we gotta wrap this up. So final questions and statements.
Fuck that bitch.
Any
I
final
don't like
questions? Yeah, I know. Fuck her. I know. All right. Final statements. Drip, go ahead real quick.
No, I ain't really got nothing, but Kamala Harris, if you ever hear this, for all you feds that's listening, pass this back to your motherfucking handler. I don't like you, bitch. And I'm telling every motherfucking body that I can out here in Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, that you is a motherfucking trifling ass, cunt ass, motherfucking Jamaican ass, motherfucking your ass ain't from here ass, motherfucking bitch. I don't like
Yep.
you. And we ain't letting you do this shit, bitch. I'm gonna do everything I can to make your ass not motherfucking get this position. And even though I don't trust in Donald Trump, bitch, I don't give a fuck. I don't trust your ass even more.
Yep. Thank you, Drip. Misha, you got something you want to say?
That last emoji,
Close out.
Drip, you both laughed and surprised
Yep.
me. I want more drip rants. Drip rants are good. I want to get more into those rallies and stuff because Drip, when I was not right now, Clark, I know we have to go, but when I was in 2016, I was in college, so I just didn't really have the time to go, to the rallies really. And I wish I could have gone to more. I feel like if I was out of college, I would have found a way to make it work more. But very interesting. Also, guys, if you enjoyed this, please repost Clark's space. Even if you're listening to this on the recording, or even if you're listening or watching on one of our streams, which are also recorded, you can watch. It helps because there's also a lot of really cool stuff in the replies. People are having conversations. People are putting news articles and whatnot. So that'll help get that information out there. And the key is we want to get information out there. So thanks again, Clark. That's it on my end. Great show.
Thank you, Misha. Thank you, Drip.
And
Thank you.
Kamala, I got something else, Kamala. You just made my daughter hear me fucking snapping on you like that. I blame that on you too. I didn't even know she was in here. She just heard me snapping on you like that. I blame you.
Thank you, Drip. And yep, fuck Kamala. Anyways, Kamala, whatever the fuck. It's Jamaican. That's how you can tell right from the fucking name. It's Jamaican. It
Clark,
ain't
you
American.
need to have a good night's sleep. And you need to
I
remember
know. I know.
that you can never make up for the sleep you missed.
Yep, that's true. I know. I need to sleep. I didn't get any sleep last night,
Okay,
so I need to
so
sleep.
you
But
just need to start fresh right now.
yep.
Okay.
That's why in the beginning of the show I got confused. I'm like, what are we talking about? Because I haven't slept at all
You
in
did
over 24
fantastic.
hours.
Fantastic.
It was
That's
terrible.
where I was at last night. Like last night, I
I'm
didn't even
like,
know.
I
I was
gotta
like,
go. Oh no, you're good, Drip. But yeah, I didn't sleep at all, so I need to just go ahead with my brother real quick and then go to bed. So,
one more thing before we
but
close this
go
out.
ahead real quick, Drip.
Everybody, I know a lot of people are, conflicted with where we are with the Bible right now. Please just take a second chance, because I was conflicted as well. just take a second chance, disregard them black words for a minute, and just read those red words. It don't take near as long to read the Bible when you're just reading the red words. Just go back and read those red words. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Drip. And I might do that myself. I got the family Bible, so I might do that myself. Anyways, okay. So thank you so much, everybody who joined and everybody who spoke. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate everyone who continues to come and support this show. We put a lot into it. We do it quite often, Monday through Friday, so it's a lot to do. And so it's awesome. But thank you for the support, and thank you for everyone in the room. Thank you, Misha and Drip, my co-hosts. Thank you very much. And this has been another episode of the X Society Truth Tellers Nightclub. Next best topic: stay classy, America.